Well, I think I'm going to address a comment I get a lot, actually. More than I think. Well, technically, I think it's pretty accurate or a pretty fair question to ask somebody, especially someone who's sharing and open about the money that they make selling and buying sports cards. People aren't really fully transparent in every single aspect. So technically, I'm not even transparent in every single aspect. There's just some things that you don't really, just obvious reasons. I'm not gonna share every single personal detail with you guys, especially given the time constraints of it. But one question I always get asked is, how is this even worth it? Or why is this even worth it? Or do you even think it is worth it? I'll put some screenshots of comments I've gotten up here. It's like, you're making like $400 in 3 months profit, right? But that's kind of like the whole entire thing. There's a lot of things that also kind of you don't have to spend money on always, like boxes being one of them. Technically, inventory is something you always have to spend money on. There's these that I just have. I don't usually have these, so having stuff like that is pretty nice for me personally, because, well, those are pretty much like $3 a pop retail value, pretty easily. But I also have a ton of inventory. I think that's where the value is made up for me the most. And also, I am building something. I'm kind of getting my name out there, building a brand, building something from the ground up, showing myself I can actually do stuff, a lot of things in the workforce. If you have a job, obviously, most people do, have ever had a job, at least one. I would suggest every single person work at least I would say a month of their life, even if they are very, very much off, in life. I would recommend every single person to work 1 month, especially fast food or retail. That would be the two jobs I would suggest the most for every single person, to work at least a month, or at least, a paycheck worth, just to kind of get an idea and grasp a concept of what it is to work in the real world, and how some jobs are just very much not even worth what some people get paid. So obviously every single job is valuable. Obviously, maybe, I don't know, there might not be, every single job obviously has to be valuable in order to get paid, but I was going to say maybe there's some I'm not thinking of, but off the top of my head, I'm guessing every single job is valuable. There's a need and a desire for every single job, or else eventually there will be no job for that particular thing. So so for me personally, I kind of am just at the point where I need to, there's a lot of things. Obviously, I could go and work a job, and I could, end up taking home more than I am currently with selling cards. But I'm in the infancy stages of my sports card selling journey. I haven't even really fully dived into the sports card, selling sports cards and buying sports cards fully. Technically, I'm jumping in more and more and more, but I'm like scratching the surface of what it truly is that I can achieve and do with sports cards. In the last 3 days, we gained 54 subscribers, I believe it was, which is wild to me. But again, it's infancy stages. So imagine if I would have looked back and said, you know what, this just isn't worth it. If I would have stopped, and I would be in the same exact position I was a year ago. And here's the thing too, each and every job that I do work at, in some aspect, once you get to a certain level up top, there just isn't the same acknowledgement or the perceived notion that what you do is valuable. Every single job I've ever worked at is there is somebody who doesn't appreciate the value that you bring to the company. It always happens without failure. Every single job I worked 3 different jobs, the likes of which retail, fast food, and then another food service industry. All of which eventually there had been a higher up person, someone that was earning more than you, that just didn't understand the concept of appreciating their workers, showing respect to people. It's just without failure. Which for me, I mean, technically, yeah, I could make more. Do I value my own time and what I put into something? The amount of work that I put into things that I do I value that more than making more here and there in the infancy stages? At the current moment, sure, it would be nice to actually have some more money, more cash, but do I really see myself losing out on, you know what I mean? Like, do I see myself losing out on life journeys or life experiences? No. I mean, I'm creating a business. I could go to any single job and apply to their well, not any single job, but for the most part, any entry-level position I could apply to and be like, look at this, I have started my own successful, profitable business. I even have a social media page, and it's, you know, earning revenue. It's we've gotten 80,000 views in the last 9 days. There's like, if I looked at the last 28 days, there's like 8,000 or something like that watch hours. I think it might be like 2,000 or something like that, maybe 1,500. But it's like, if you took the amount of watch hours that I've had in the last 28 days, it's like enough to watch, it's enough to watch like 60 or something like that casino movies. I might put up an exact number up here, but it was just pretty funny to me, because for me, I kind of itching to watch Casino again, just because I love Casino, the movie. It's a goated movie, but for me, like, the $400 doesn't equate to what it is truly that I've earned in those 3 months doing sports cards by buying and selling sports cards, because I'm building, not only am I building a whatnot, I'm building a YouTube. I'm building a successful business. It's something to add to my resume. There's kind of 3 different incentives for me to actually build this thing out. Let alone the amount of inventory that I have. I mean, there's probably 2-3 different videos. I'll probably pop them up here just because I don't know them off the top of my head, where I've shown a whole bunch of inventory I currently have. Maybe I've sold like a handful, just a slight handful of that I've sold. I'm just guessing, like, you can count them on my fingers how many I've sold out of the ones I've shown you. Maybe some of the Devontaes, and then the Kareem Hunt is one I sold, which I got $33 for. And then after fees, it's probably like $28, but I paid $15 for that. Something I just figured I took a chance on. I might even paid $10. I'd have to probably look up the video and see exactly what it was I did pay for it. But like, there's just some things, like this is an Arch-proof Brandon Ingram, just a really beautiful card too. It's got his cool little thing. Like, there's just really cool cards, you know. Bradley Beal rookies, like, all of this stuff is stuff I have to sell still. There's a ton of Donovan Mitchell rookies. So if you like Donovan Mitchell, one day I will do a whatnot stream. That is something to think about too. Each and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST, I go live on Whatnot. My username is Ruffa. It's RUFFA. I literally have a screenshot up here that I go live and I sell 300 to 400 auctions each and every week. I go live for about 2.5 hours now to like 3.5 hours depending, and I sell 300 to 400 cards. It's mainly football, on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. PST. That'll probably be where we look to stay, is football on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. PST. But I'm looking to add basketball to another day. Probably looking like Mondays potentially for basketball. Baseball maybe Fridays is what my hope would be in the future. But currently, mainly only selling football stuff. So all this basketball, all this baseball, like Sapphire, First Bowman Chrome, Adrian Pinto. I don't even know what that's worth. I bought this out in a value bin. I bought literally an entire baseball value bin, which I'm kind of hoping I can do again here and get that on recording, and just hopefully, because he seems to have some nicer baseball stuff, and I just don't have the complete knowledge of baseball. So for me, like learning some of this stuff, technically it changes very quickly in baseball. So someone also commented some of the prospects I might be buying for baseball, and I told him literally that asking me for baseball prospects to invest in, I don't look at cards as investments ever. I'll kind of go into that over a little bit. Maybe that's a full video I can do later on too. But I don't look at cards as investments anymore. It's just too much speculativeness. Back during COVID, yeah, I mean, I could consider an investment. I mean, during its trip to you, it would probably 3x, 4x. So yeah, that's a valid use of money to consider an investment on. But when you're considering now, everything kind of just stays at the same price until someone does, like, you know, a grand slam for the 10th night in a row, something like that, you know, some historic number like 50 for 50. Shout out Shohei Ohtani. But there's a ton of stuff. Like, I've already went through just a quarter of a singular row of a 2-row graded box. Those are all cards that are worth money, all cards I can sell off. I mean, for me, in the future, I will look to actually going live more and more often would probably be the idea here. And like, I even just found this guy. I thought I told this. Carson Beck, First Bowman Chrome Refractor. I think he's doing rather well right now. I might be wrong. He might be having like some rough spots here and there, but I'm pretty sure he's doing pretty well. Like, that might even be a sneaky like $15 card. I don't even know. I have to look that up to say for sure. But like, I even just found another Contenders auto. Probably sell that during the show. Big thing for me is like, I mean, I just found there's a whole nother box right here of just complete wild stuff. Here, I'm gonna go over it real quick. It might be easier if I point the camera down as well. So this is all Mark Bulger stuff. Mark Bulger, he was like a Western Virginia University quarterback. He also played for the Rams a little bit. Technically, you guys can see the sticker price that someone valued these at, but these are definitely worth more than what they are stickered at, is my complete guess. But I mean, just considering, I probably pay, I would guess, around, on average for this type of stuff from this dealer, I would pay, he usually likes to be a little stronger. I'm guessing 75-80% of sticker was, so I got this card for 75%. Technically, he's kind of, you know, grown to like me more and more. You know, I pick out as much stuff that makes sense to me. Just off the top of my head, I don't like try to comp everything. I don't try to, you know, only buy stuff I can make money on. I'm okay with taking chances, especially, like, look at this collection I have of Mark Bulger. If anyone likes Mark Bulger, let me know, because I'm looking to move these. But out of 90, this is stuff that, you know, sometimes just doesn't pop up. Out of 40, I'm pretty sure that would even be a game use patch. But yeah, stuff like this doesn't show up on your third quarter, on your, you know, your sales. Like, I still have these cards. These are all cards that are worth money. I mean, David Carr, even on the card, but out of 100. Carson Palmer on the card too. But Mark Bulger's on the back there. Just really cool stuff, really rare. Like, someone's looking for this stuff. Out of 25. Pretty much, for the most part, I'll buy anything that I think I can make money on. It's not like, I mean, obviously sometimes I lose money here and there, But for me, learning the aspect of compiling a bunch of, somebody, Mark Bulger, for example, learning things about their market and all that. Like, these cards are very rare, very hard to find. If someone's looking for this particular card out of 100, someone will pay $20 for that card. I got that for $1.50. That's, if I sell it for $20, eBay standard envelope, that's $15 to me. So that's a nice 10x there. If I go and, do work a job while also selling sports cards, learning how to do stuff like this, like, I'm pretty sure that's gold team. Pretty sure that's a gold out of 100 for 75 cents. Sign me up, especially a quarterback that's got some name value, especially for college. People are always collecting stuff. I mean, even I collect Bogdan Bogdanovic, someone that most people, I'm sure you've seen a video of someone pulling a Bogdan Bogdanovic card and just being absolutely saddened. I've seen some myself. It's just pretty funny. When it does happen, I actually do type in, I'm a buyer, because technically every single person is a buyer for some card, but I am particularly a buyer for Bogdan Bogdanovic. At good prices, at fair prices, not like gonna pay a absurdly amount for his stuff, which his stuff's drying up right now too. But that's also another thing. I have entire PCs. I have all those cards that I should, like, this is stuff I need to find good homes for. Like Mark Bulger, someone's got to be interested in his stuff, and find this collection really cool. I mean, at this point, even if I got $50, I mean, I probably would want to get a little more. Technically, I'm not really showing this stuff just to be like, come buy it for me, even, because, like, gold out of 50, Mark Bulger, like, I don't know. Someone's looking for this card. To pay 75 cents for it. Obviously, I pick out a lot of stuff. So, you pick out less, he might give you $2 off, or no, like $5 off, right? And even then, that's like 95%, which isn't horrible, especially for his value bins. His value bins are amazing. Hoping he is at the card show I'm going to be going to, because man, oh man, I look forward to looking through all of his value bins every single time I go to card shows. But building those relationships too, right? Like, oh my goodness, out of 25, Mark Bulger game worn. Like, nasty. This is a nasty card, right? For $2.50, $2.25. Like, out of 25 gold, like, nasty too, right? So, and then out of 50, just a nice little slight to end it off. But, like, to the right person, this stack could be like 10, 20, like, it adds up big time. Especially when you are considering, well, who's gonna have all of this? I built a nice little PC myself of Mark Bulger. If no one wants to buy Mark Bulger, man, one day I'll sell off my collection and someone can see these sticker prices I pay for them. I probably will take them out of the sticker, out of the sleeve with the sticker on them, and someone's gonna be like, it's wild. Like, even to me, his value bins are wild. But some things don't show up on your profit and your numbers, right? There's supplies, there's, like, I'm looking at top loaders, I'm looking at envelopes, I'm looking at team bags, card sleeves, I have some coming in. Inventory doesn't show up on your profit number. So for me personally, I also have kind of like a unique situation, just life-wise. So, I mean, not really worried, like, people can feel free to comment down below. I don't really care. I live at home with my mom. I'm 24 years old. Yeah. Cool story, right? Who it's funny to me because people are going to be, judgmental, but who cares about them? My mom, when I moved off to college, I've already moved out of the house. I moved out for college for about 3 years, and then there's a ton of personal things that happen, too personal to actually talk about in a video. Would probably be something potentially like, you know, like one of those videos people release after they die. Could be something, could be a wild story, but definitely not anything to share while roaming Earth. But yeah, I had some stuff happen to me out in college, so I dropped out. Like Francisco Nor, cool little Topps Chrome refractor there. He just hit the grand Scrammy. The Scrammy. Is he still a Met, Max Scherzer? But yeah, I mean, so I live at home. My mom kind of, while I was out at college, she had some, like, she had very bad separation issues, anxiety, you can say, and she felt like everyone just leaves. So, I mean, that's the point of life, but I want to make sure that before I leave again, that my mom's in a good headspace, and it's my mom. I mean, who cares? But for me, I don't have to worry about rent each month and all that, so I can take chances here and there. I can take chances to actually run a business and learn the ropes, and it's also easier because my mom, yeah, it's easier for everything is the whole point. But like, I'm just showing random examples here, like out of 399, first Bowman Chrome Lava Refractor. I think this was a buyback, potentially. Not too sure. It might have been. So, sadly, probably pulled after, would be my guess. Or I missed the buyback. I don't think I missed the buyback. No, I didn't miss the buyback. But yeah, I mean, all these cards, I mean, obviously, you know, probably some of these have went down a lot in value. He said expect around half of the sticker price. But some of these definitely were actually up there. There's even some Noble Myers. Oh, technically also, I have like 28 grade candidates, like cards to look over for grading and potentially send off to them for grading, to PSA in particular. That's where I get all my stuff graded. But yeah, I mean, Eric Brown Jr., I know him. Obviously, not the best at prospecting, but like pink refractor out of 399. Is some of these numbered refractors? I know pinks aren't always numbered. I think the Topps Chrome update is not numbered. I don't know why this one's numbered. Anyone knows why? No one knows why this one's not numbered and this one is numbered. I'm trying to think of why it would be. I don't know. Kind of a toss-up. One might be an update and it doesn't say. I was just kind of guessing it's not because it says Chrome right there. This one says Chrome, that one says Chrome, so I'm guessing they're both from Chrome. Not from Chrome Update would be my guess. But yeah, oh, also, while you're watching this video, this is, I recorded this Friday, so early recording for my standards. Derek Jeter rookie. I wouldn't have this Derek Jeter rookie if I didn't start selling cards too. Nice goal with Jace Young. I think they just lost. Or actually, I think they were going to a game 5 or something. They either just lost or going to a game 5. But apparently Matt Shaw is decent. I think technically I sold a Sapphire for like $2. So, you learn. Especially going through his VINs, like he kind of like knows the prospects more than I do. So I'm kind of learning some names to look out for, like that Matt Shaw probably would have been good to keep. I guess at $2, but I sold it. Can't really go wrong with profit, right? Or recouping money too, right? But yeah, so just a whole bunch of different aspects of life have made this where it is worth it. I mean, there's a ton of different things that I personally can do that I wasn't able to before. I mean, like there's serious they're serious, and like, I don't know. There's a ton of different. How many people have I reached in the last, month? Just look at the month. I mean, there's probably, I'm guessing 2,000 people maybe. That would be a probably pretty conservative guess. Would be my guess. But yeah, so like that's one thing that doesn't equate to it is all this inventory. I have a ton of inventory. I mean, some of these are probably even grade candidates, or probably should look to get them graded. Like, that's sick. Blue. I don't know. I feel like that, if he's a good player, this could be a cool card in the future. Doesn't look like he has much of any. He could be, yeah, I mean, he's just born in 1993, so I'm guessing, subpar player would be my guess. 1993 was 0 home runs in 15 games, and that's his entire MLB thing, but still a beautiful card. I mean, just looking to collect that card. Why not? Beautiful sapphire. Yankel Fernandez purple refractor color match. I know he was the top prospect out of his product when they first came out. His stuff has dipped a lot, so something like this I would keep. That would be something I would do, is especially if they had an insane market like Yankel Fernandez. One that comes to mind because I am an Oakland A's fan is Poisson, Robert Poisson, right? Poisson, yeah. So, see, but there's so many different prospects. It's really difficult to prospect. I mean, obviously, this guy could be an absolute stud, but who really, really knows? I mean, Jackson Holiday tomorrow could wash up, right? I'm just giving an example. But some of the things that don't always, that don't wash up, this one would have been really nice to sell during the card show, potentially. But yeah, I mean, again, these are all stuff I didn't even price and try to sell at the card show. Something I kind of want to get more and more into is like Hall of Fame autographs and all that. Especially for baseball, that's pretty much where I would like to lie, is Hall of Fame autographs for baseball. If I can get them at good prices, obviously. But like even Ichiro and Ken Griffey, super cool card there, I would say. First Bowman Chrome, Roy Halladay. Or did I say Chrome? But first Bowman card. But yeah, just figured I'd make this video. Obviously, people are still going to ask, well, but out of 15, mini diamond, first Bowman Chrome, green prism there. I mean, it's just a cool card out of 15. Not many copies of that one. Like, even just having something like that, when you do go to sell your collection, like, you can show them that, like, out of 15. Like, obviously, it might not be the biggest name player, and obviously, he might not have even done anything in baseball pros, but it's still a card, and still, someone will probably, more than likely, like to collect, especially a first Bowman Chrome number to 15 card of theirs, especially team collectors. But yeah, so we're kind of, like this might actually be a sneaky card. Luis Reyes. I think he might be on a different team than the Mets or the Marlins right now. Adley, just some random stuff. Jay Gurk. I don't know how to say his name, actually. I should not try to pronounce some of these names. But on-card autograph. I mean, just chilling in my box. I actually sold an autograph of his in this thing. He's supposed to be, the next big thing. Or one of the next big things. Like some Gunners. Jackson Churio. Cool, Churio. Cool, I have a Churio for sure. He's supposed to be the next big thing, though, like I'm saying. So I might just keep those and wait until he does make his debut or something like that. Jesus Sanchez, now on the Marlins. Or, now on the Yankees. And they're actually going to the NLCS Championship, I believe it would be. Yoandre Vargas, cool, like fuchsia refractor, or aqua fuchsia or something like that. I don't even know what they call those. Aqua vapor refractor or something like that. But like just a ton of random stuff. that I can sell and whatnot. I mean, I might not get the best stuff, the best price for them, but I paid less than what I would get paid out for on whatnot. So you really can't be so, you know, picky, so pick and choosy. Obviously, something like this will help out for sure. But yeah, I mean, I paid like less than 50 cents per card, buying out that deal. And I have a ton of Barry Bonds cards. That's just literally, that's stuff you guys haven't seen before. There's a ton of other inventory I have. The 28 graded cards. I have enough show worth of one more whatnot show. Technically, at the end of the year, what I'll probably do is kind of go over like a week by week situation. Go over like what I made, some, you know, my first week doing, you know, maybe like my first couple shows, just kind of showing people the slow grind of whatnot. Technically, that's another thing. The way I do whatnot, like the way I've done whatnot, is definitely different, and I'm not sure how many more people could see success doing whatnot in YouTube the way that it is that I've done it. I mean, technically, you know, people can see more success, but it's not gonna be especially the way I do content, it's not gonna be an end-all be-all. Like, I'll probably sell that on whatnot. Mike Wallace, Black Refractor out of 25. That's a sick card. I might actually even be able to get more than 10 bucks for this card now, which is why these were for my I was stashing these away for my eBay was what I was doing. But honestly, I don't really post on eBay, especially low-end stuff like that anymore, so I'm probably gonna offload those on whatnot. But we got Trey Lance out of 99, cool Trey Lance. Jake Haener, he got a little bit of playing time, but these yellow floods, they call them, from the dollar store packs are really good. I'm not even sure what I was going to talk about. What was I going to say? Oh, maybe that was it. I was going to go over, like, because, sorry, I seriously have some bad, attention span. My attention span is horrendous. But again, like, some of this stuff I wasn't able to offload, I'm now able to. Like, here's another Western Virginia University legend there. Kind of like Marvin Mims, I could just offload potentially out of 15. Trey McBride patch, Cole Kmet, he's actually not doing so wild. Technically, if you like these field level selects, especially silver prismed and stuff, these go for absolute steals on my whatnot streams. So something like that you can get an absolute steal of a deal on when considering what the rarity and significance is for them. Like this one, I was going to put on eBay. Might look to get it graded before I sell it on whatnot, but yeah, there's just a ton of inventory. Oh, I don't think. Let me try to finish that while I have some. while I have some thoughts on what it is. I have some, like a ton of Rondell Moore. Man, I was really hot on Rondell Moore. I think he would have had a good year if he was actually playing right now. But I have a ton of. The thing is, I don't think many people could replicate my same exact method and end up seeing success. I think that's like a $10, $12 card right now, even. These patches sell really well. This is all PC, technically. Like, just chilling in my PC box. Out of 99 Zamir, hopefully he picks up. But, whole thing is that I don't think many people could see the same exact success. So when I do release that video, please don't think you're gonna copy my exact sauce and you know, it's not going to be, you know, I don't know. There's just something about, there's a whole bunch of different aspects of everything, right? I go on here. I don't script anything. I upload literally 2 videos a day, or a video every 2 days. And typically they're more than 30 minutes. I mean, people can binge this content, right? That's what one of my goals is, just bingeable content. Terrell Pryor out of 25 autograph, just chilling in my cool PC box. But yeah, I mean, probably keep that one at 99, at 89 NT RPA. Because I sold one of those and I got like $4 because I did 5 seconds sudden death. I meant to not do that. But the entire kind of point is that I don't think people can see the same exact success I have on YouTube and whatnot, because I'm kind of doing those, you know, like, you have to just be able to go on a camera and do a lot of things, unless you have, you know, a ton of time and all that, or, you know, a ton of capital. It could be either one. But yeah, there's just certain things. Michael Crabtree autograph out of 100, just chilling. Bo Jackson, old school select, silver prism there. Shailene Lears, Aiden O'Connell, he's starting this week. I have a ton of Aiden O'Connell. I might actually put those aside and offload those. No offense to Aiden O'Connell. I'm hoping he can do something, but like purple cracked ice out of 149, like ton of Aiden O'Connell. I mean, not a ton, but some stuff. I'm hoping he does well because I'm a Raiders fan, but you know, I'm okay with offloading, like Amir Abdullah, just chilling in there. Obviously not the biggest name, but all this is PC stuff, right? Not really worried about it. Bo Nose, Acetate, Clear Vision, Aiden O'Connell, Tyree Wilson, Derek Carr, Willie Brown at 250, just chilling in the box. But the whole point is like, this stuff one day I will probably sell for the most part. Some of it I always end up keeping, like Woodson is one I keep, and probably Crosby is going to be added to that list of cards I keep. Technically, after a certain point, I do sell them off for Max Crosby. Like, I sold the autograph that I had out of 50 for Max Crosby. It was sealed, and you know, I was into it where I could make money. Technically, I could probably buy it again at where I maybe $15 more, but where I've profited off the other one, and then technically go into it lower because of the profit I had from you know. But sadly, I don't know if I think that card will rise again is the whole thing. But entire point, I ramble. That's the goal of the videos, right? You guys love the videos when I do ramble. All right, I might call it here, but is it worth it? Yeah, why not? One motto I have, and I'll leave it off on this, is doing something, or doing something bigger, because how I'm doing it is I consider bigger, right? Growing YouTube, growing whatnot, being able to sell to people directly. I mean, growing a PC, doing something bigger is, I mean, technically you can look at it a whole bunch of different ways, right? Going to card shows, having a card shop, hosting trade night could be something as going bigger. It's not like I'm not trying to, when I say something like that, I'm not trying to be mean to anyone. But for me, doing something bigger, doing something bigger is better than doing something, and doing something is better than doing nothing. Doing something bigger is better than doing something. Doing something is better than doing nothing. Doing something bigger is better than doing something, and doing something is better than doing nothing. If you're doing nothing, then, you know, and especially in today's world, you need to do something bigger. So yeah, so for me personally, doing something bigger is where I need to be, especially to, there's just a ton of life different things. I mean, my dad left when I was like 10 years old, not even, maybe like 12. When I was in middle school, when I was pretty much in 7th, 8th grade. I think it was 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade, I think he left. But yeah, my dad left. So for the majority of my life, literally last, technically now it is approaching the majority of my life. Haven't had a dad. I so my mom's been a single mother for more than half my life, taking care of me, going day by day. So for me, being able to make sure my mom's not, sad, and that my mom might actually be able to retire one day would be the ultimate goal. So for me, short-term money, not worried about it. Whole point. For me, short-term money, I'm just not worried about it, because I'm looking at the long-term picture. Sure, I could look down at life and do nothing, right? Sure. I mean, there was a period where, especially with what happened to me personally out when I was in college and all that I didn't want to do anything. That I needed to just think about everything and think about what happened in life. So doing nothing, not the option for me anymore. Doing something, probably not an option for me either, because just the total aspect of learning and working and grinding from the ground up, and just doing just going to a 9-to-5 job just isn't for me. There's not going to be ever a full appreciation for people. Technically, I'm sure there are some jobs that are fully appreciated, but for me, going to some people said, why don't you go work fast food? Wouldn't it make more sense? It just, for me, doing something is not in the cards anymore. Doing something bigger, that's in the cards for me. I have to be doing something bigger. I can't just be doing something, and I cannot be doing nothing. I mean, I've been, gets to the point where, personal things, right? But yeah, so when people, consider all the things that, life and all that, building a PC, technically I'll probably offload that one day, start over, potentially, we'll see, but yeah, I mean, I might keep some stuff too, but yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I haven't looked through this much at all. It's kind of just sit in the box. I mean, technically I look through it every now and then, but yeah, the Garden Key. Man, the Raiders need to do something this year too. Hopefully O'Connell does something for us. But yeah, so I'm gonna end up wrapping this up here. And yeah, if you've watched this long, I appreciate it very much. So you're like probably like 2 to 5% of my top supporters. Technically, I'm sure in the future, more and more people might notice these videos and all that and watch till the end. But yeah, I mean, Willie Brown, just chilling. I was 250 from 2012. Some of these cards don't pop up much. But yeah, so, yeah. Is it worth it to me? Yep, definitely. Most definitely. Probably, the only thing that's worth it to me is doing something bigger now. So, appreciate you guys all for watching. And I hope you have a good one. Appreciate it very much so. Oh, I also I have like 3,000 followers on Whatnot now, so that's wild. There's 11,100 items I've sold, unique items I've sold, which is wild. Like, things get wild, right? So that's where it gets worth it, right? So yeah, can't thank you guys enough. for all your support. Couldn't do this without any single one of you. So appreciate you guys very much. So take it easy. Have a good one. See you in the next one, hopefully.